Hello guys! I do not often say how proud I am to be Ukrainian, but today I want to start with this statement. I am very proud that Ukrainians, when we realized that Russia came to kill us, destroy our country, we did not start expressing concerns. We are not afraid that our survival is actually a very serious escalation from the Putin's perspective. And when all the world was distracted on his typical traditional bullying technology, nuclear blackmail, Ukrainian armed forces were actually successfully targeting command posts inside Russia, in Kursk and Belgorod, and potentially harmed some top military commanders from North Korea, who perhaps were surprised to discover how strong Ukrainian army is. What is also interesting, Ukrainian drones have visited a launching ground of Oreshnik intercontinental missile with drones and did some loud work there. Most importantly, it's not the first time Ukrainian drones reach the super protected territory in Russia. And we have to be realistic. We have North Korean soldiers fighting for Russia. We have lots of Russian regions that have turned into a war zone. We have Russian economy collapsing. So actually, we are very close to the defeat of this evil empire and teaching a beautiful lesson, no, not just of the Russian geography, but of behavior to other authoritarian regimes who carefully observe what will happen. Subscribe to see the collapse of the Putin's regime and also to protect yourself against dangerous Russian narratives and their warfare, hybrid warfare that they definitely use against your countries already. But we know how to fight against them, and I am proud of that, because when someone comes to destroy you, you cannot negotiate the numbers of people you want him to take or the territories he wants to steal. It will continue. Unpunished evil grows, and the Kremlin knows. So, during this week, just a couple of days, when all of the world was distracted on Putin's another blackmail with his old updated Oreshnik missile with the stupidest name one can think about, we were doing the job. So maybe let's start with the visit of Ukrainian drones to Astrakhan region, which is very, very far away. And this is the place where they have launching grounds for this intercontinental ballistic missiles. By the way, we have a good video explaining what stands behind that, and I will connect it here. But in general, satellite images of this small town illustrate great misery and depression there. They don't have normal roads, they don't have normal streets, they don't have normal houses, but they threaten the world. Oh my God, this is all you need to know about Russia. And Ukrainian drones visited this launching ground, targeted a number of buildings there, and they were unstoppable. And actually, they did the same visit in summer. And what does it tell us? That Russian air defense does not work, and most secret places from which they are ready to target missiles capable of carrying various evil things, they cannot protect them. The only territories that are well protected in Russia are definitely the bunkers of Putin. But I'm sure there will be time, you can guess, we will discuss that kind of geography on the channel too. What is also good, we have neutralized 2 command posts close to the front lines, but on the Russian side, in Belgorod and in Kursk regions, which are very hot zones, and people have now air raid applications there, all because of Putin and millions who supported the idea of war. So if you want to see them liberated from Putin and, I don't know, some democracy implanted on the swampy grounds of Muscovy where it has never been practiced, subscribe. We will discuss that on the channel too, and demonstrate your solidarity with Ukrainian people by sharing these videos on your social media platforms. I am very grateful for that always. So the first command point that we've targeted was located in Belgorod region, and it was responsible for the operations in this front part known as the North. Actually responsible for 3 locations: Belgorod, Bryansk and Kursk. And it was seriously damaged, with some losses for the Russian army and more of that evil people in hell. But what makes it more interesting, another strike was potentially with Storm Shadow missiles. Thank you so much, people of the Great Britain, you are great. And this was an underground command post full of potentially North Korean military, including one of their generals. Those of you who follow the escalation from the Russian side know that thousands of North Korean soldiers came to the front lines. And what they do there, I'm sorry, I hope YouTube will not be angry at me, but they literally watch porn and die. How desperate. Because they did not experience what internet is, and the only thing they learn, they are super excited, and then they get neutralized. So I think it's pathetic if you imagine what that North Korean general might have been doing in that underground command post at the moment when he was neutralized. That is tragic how these people leave, and that is tragic that soon Russia will turn into North Korea if they are not defeated militarily, liberated from their imperial myths, which are not applicable in the modern world. So actually, if you are human-loving people, you have to worry about this liberation of Russia and their survival. Right now, there were rumors that North Koreans are ready to send 100,000 soldiers more to watch porn in the swampy lands of Muscovy before they die. But we can clearly see they are not a game changer in this war. You don't see any serious success in Kursk region. And I think that the main negative consequence of this move, this escalation from the Russian side, is the fact that you can invite foreign soldiers to come to Europe and you remain literally unpunished, and also that you exchange serious secret military information with the crazy regime of Kim Jong-un, provide him access to satellites, give him weapons. So in general, the longer they make friends, the worse it is for the safety and security on the planet. And I was happy to speak about this on the channel of Professor Gerdes Explains. If you're not subscribed, do check, subscribe, and watch our interview with Operator Starsky, where we actually highlight that at this moment is not just the war between Russia and Ukraine. Russia has backup from China, from Iran, from North Korea. And, Ukraine has allies. I will not deny that. But we don't have NATO soldiers on the ground. We don't have any regular army on the ground. Volunteers, they are volunteers. They don't represent a country as, legally. And in Russia, we observe that so many North Koreans are already dying for Putin because Kim Jong-un sold him and is ready to sell more. And that is why it's so important for the North America, for Europe, to stand together with Ukraine. Once again, if we want this to end, we have to end Russian imperial appetites, Russian hatred towards the world. It's dangerous. And Ukrainians know how to do the job. Simply trust us and don't be tired. We are not tired. Actually, today is another dark day in Ukrainian history because we commemorate the victims of Holodomor. I have a video on the channel that I will connect here. YouTube demonetizes them. YouTube is still afraid to show this painful truth. But as a Ukrainian, I feel it's my duty to remind you about another crime that Moscow orchestrated against Ukraine. And this is a very good argument to those trolls and haters who keep saying that It's a NATO, CIA provoked conflicts and so on. I am a Ukrainian. I know we have war with Russia for 300 years just because we want to live our own free, independent life, and they cannot imagine the imperial myths without Ukraine and keep dragging us into the past. So at least 300 years, these are wars. This is the desire of the Russia to destroy Ukraine, to steal our history, to steal our people, to steal our lands. And Holodomor is another proof of that. It happened in 1932, 1933. No NATO. I think no CIA, I don't know. So this is very important because many people make wrong assumptions based on lack of knowledge. Trust me, I'm Ukrainian, direct them to the channel, subscribe if you're new, and help us fight against very toxic and very destructive Russian narratives that sometimes still dominate the media. But you know, together we can change a lot, and I'm so grateful for our community. Join me also